strong, so to see them play, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think this is a very strong point for We Dem Boys. They're 1-1 in their group. This is something they need to step up and prove. They're in a group with Gatekeepers and Impact. They're going to need to beat one of these teams if they want to progress further into this the bracket later on, the playoff bracket. So they need to end up beating one of these two teams, and the pressure's on.
Ready for it here. Draft about to unfold here.
I expect to see Bako coming out of Rutha. Seems very likely. It seems like, okay, yeah, we got the Bako. It makes sense. It's what he likes to play. It's what he's best at. He's the best Bako in the world. And We Dem Boys, they're playing with a stand-in this week who's known to be a Thorn player. So to see him pick Thorn, no big surprise.
No surprise there. From Gatekeepers, we did end up getting the same composition out of the first matches that we got from them, the Blossom, Bako, and Ashka. Do you expect to be able to see that same route from them again today?
Well, it's shaping out that way. Look at you. You did your homework.
Oh,
yeah.
I can write down the exact heroes that people in fact played. Look at my analysis.
But yeah, the Ashka, it makes a lot of sense. You have Hot Biscuit on your team, you pick Ashka. He also pairs really nicely with the Bako, and the ult combos these two guys pull off are absolutely insane. So it makes a lot of sense that you pick what you're best with. I know, yeah.
I adore Hot Biscuit's approach to
yeah.
the usage of Ashka's ultimate in general, and they do a great job with the synergy on top of Bako, but just specifically, I love it. He's very comfortable just kind of throwing it out and just blindly in the right circumstances where it's like, even if this doesn't gain me a kill, situationally it's putting them in such a bad spot that it's usually going to allow my team to pull ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah, a great point here. Something that really works out with the Bako ultimate. It's like even if it misses, Ashka always sitting on his ultimate as well, especially with the Battlerite build that Hot Biscuit takes. He takes that inspiration Battlerite build where he farms up energy very quickly, and he wants to ult you always. He always wants to have that threat of the ulti. So the draft of We Dem Boys finished up, and we have the Jumong plus Lucy. I do like the Lucy against this double setup comp. Or this setup comp from the Bako, but it is still very hard. If you ever find yourself without a roll, without a barrier, or without a clarity potion, you're just going to get womboed.
And last time we got We Dem Boys, they ran a near identical composition. As you said, they're playing with a sub here, and that is on the melees. But last time we got them with the Freya. Is the adjustment with the Freya to the Thorn purely based on the player, or is that maybe compositionally they feel like the Thorn could provide more?
You know, I do like the Thorn. I think most of the reason they picked the Thorn is because they have a Thorn player. And if you have a very good Thorn player, he's very good in this meta. So you generally want to pick him, especially if your enemies aren't playing Freya. So there's kind of like this weird triangle of picks going on in the melee meta right now. It's like Bako, Freya, Thorn in Europe. And like the Freya counters the Thorn counters the Bako can deal with the Freya. So seeing the Thorn pick into the Bako is okay, and it makes a lot of sense. I really like the Barbed Husk too. The Barbed Husk very good against the ulti combo kind of style of Gatekeepers.
Yeah, I like the Thorn the most. He's one of my favorite melees when it comes to like just in general, especially when cross comparing with Freya. But I was just more is like how big of an impact does it go like with that roster change? There, it's like I'm just gonna play what I know versus the objective strength for making the most forgiving composition, which typically speaking is going to be the thought process here. It's going to be interesting, though, see what Satyr is able to do there on that Thorn for the team. And then, as always, the same composition being run here from the members of Gatekeepers.
The classic.
The classic.
This is El Clasico for Gatekeepers. The Ashka, the Blossom, and the Bako. Jolts was playing Ulrich before this Blossom buff last patch. Of course, our tree got buffed to 8 HP, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but that's the difference between 1 or 2 M1s killing your tree. It's really nice the tree is able to survive a little bit longer. She's been picked a whole lot more in Europe. Hasn't quite translated to North America, but Jolts makes her look very good.
She's a very, very scary character. I feel like in those kind of right circumstances, especially her EXQ is one of my favorite abilities that is in the game, able to tank that damage for you. Pretty poor within AoE compositions. For instance, as a Jumong, you look at that and you just go, all right, here's a Q. Thank you very much. That's that's Gonzo. Good night to that one.
Yeah, get some energy and kill the tree pretty quickly. So that's definitely something that Bloods will have to look out for. I'm sure we'll see him doing that.
I just find it beautiful that Hot Biscuit is such an Ashka, main. I just feel like the words Hot Biscuit fit Ashka as a character. It's just synonymous. A Hot Biscuit, baby. Yeah. And he's coming out of the oven.
He's coming out of the oven. Coming onto this backline here is Rutha, getting a decent amount of damage onto Bloods, but he actually takes quite a bit himself. However, blue team is looking like they're poised to take this orb, but a beautiful entangling roots kind of slows that a little bit. A nice double pull through with the root. My God, who is this Thorn?
Yeah, I mean, that was with the setup with the traps there from Blood Assassin as well. Right now, We Dem Boys, huge advantage when it comes to the HP itself. Orb control gonna go in favor of them as well.
Yeah.
Right now, they look untouched at those AP. That is near 100%, whereas the members of Gatekeepers all at least 2 of them now below 50% true HP.
Yeah, and this is where GateKeepers need to pull for ultimate and find a big combo, but if you look at Weed Boys, they're all sitting on ultimate, and they're just going to try to drop it all on Jolts, and he's going to go down. Weed Boys coming out swinging round 1.
He's just reeling them back in there. Satter clutching out for the team, but GateKeepers at least showing signs of life, able to get the rebuttal there, kill onto Lorio. Hot Biscuit becoming just that with that Ashka ultimate. He's healthy. Entangling Roots buys the time. Orb control there for Satter. It's unlikely Ashka was able to turn it thanks to that Entangling Roots, but there's a small chance.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very small chance. I'm hesitant to say there's even a small chance here as Hot Biscuit's HP pool down at 34. He's probably going to ult for this orb, but he's going to end up just going down to a black arrow. And man, Satter played absolutely amazingly here. We see him having the Battlerite on the pole that allows the pole to apply a root as well. And Hot Biscuit and Jolts, they used their iframes, and then the pole came in. And with that pole was the root, and both of the range characters were just stuck in the mix of things. And they just couldn't get out, and the damage was immediate from Bloods and Satter. Really beautiful Thorn play.
Insane coming out from this team here. Weedham boys need to keep it up, though.
Yes.
GateKeepers looks on the back foot here, uncontrolled in the same manner that we typically expect for them, but they can't let it up here because this team knows how to keep things together here. Jolts and friends very, very experienced. Right now, a bit of damage coming out, but the Tree of Life will be able to heal it out. Burrow from Thorn. Satter and Tangled Roots come out. Will he end up going for the grip with that Q or save it for Orb? It's going to be on Orb, pulling it back.
Whoa,
that was interesting. That was the tree split the orb in the other direction?
No,
how did they go over?
Rutha actually used his E, his push to push it away. Really nice play. Heads up from the Baco to secure the orb for his team. And now they're starting to farm up that energy. The Dance of the Dryads is already available. Baco ultimate about halfway there. We're seeing the Dance of the Dryads come out now, but the barriers there to negate most of that damage. But the weaken is making it so Satter can't do anything in this backline.
Yeah, Baco ends up being a weaken. Goo comes down with the orb control actually falling. It's going to be even here now, 1-1. Hot Biscuit has the spacebar out. Rutha ends up whiffing the ultimate there. Spacebar out from Satter as he moves up aggressive. Tree of Life will be able to heal out for a moment. Bloom Boom is used. Jolts dodges the pullback there, and the Barb Husk drops here, but the members of Weedham Boys still up a lot when looking at that percentage.
Yeah, 20% HP in favor of them. GateKeepers desperately need this orb, but I'm not sure they're going to get it as the pull comes in, and Lorio secures it with the M1. Really beautiful play here from Weedham Boys, and they're kind of out-patience-ing GateKeepers right now.
But this is what we know GateKeepers, you know, is pretty good at here is once they get this control, maybe get the orb after orb, maybe able to recover here. Satter not able to land the W. Dance of the Dryad comes out, but the Goo responds.
They're going to kill Jolts?
And look at that. Jolts is a, you know, a Dryad without an escape there, stuck in a pool of goo.
Yeah, he uses that ultimate, and with no iframe and no space available, Lorio drops the goo and ends up finding the kill, and now Hot Biscuit and Rutha in this 2v3 again. Things not looking too good for him as a big amount of damage comes out onto Hot Biscuit. He drops the ultimate to show that he's not going to give up just yet, but it's all for nothing.
You know, I just realized why I fall in love with Battlerite commentary within a matter of seconds over that. I just got to scream about how a Dryad got stuck in a pool of goo. Tell me how many times you thought you were going to wake up, you put on your pants, and you said, that's a sentence I'm going to say. Because I'll tell you right now, the answer for me was very, very low. I maybe a pool of something, but not goo.
Yeah, you know, a phrase I didn't expect to hear myself say today was that Jolts goes down to Weedham Boys and GateKeepers is down 2-0 in this best of one.
Hey, let's go!
This is pretty nuts here. Another upset in the making here. Weedham Boys, though, like you said after round 1, they're definitely going to have to keep it up. But off the back of Satter's amazing play, I'm feeling pretty confident for him right now. Of course, these are the GateKeepers.
Spacebar onto Jolts.
Oh,
look at
wow,
that mark. Huge Q value,
oh my
too.
God.
All the damage onto Jolts. He's got maximum 50% HP. Spacebar's not going to land. Entangling Roots buys a little bit more time as the Tree of Life goes down. Orb is up. Baco pulls it back a little bit, but it's going to reel right back there. At least GateKeepers pick it up for themselves, so able to hold on.
Lorio's positioning is A1. He's positioned so far back, it's hard to get him. The Dead Root's going to come out, get a little bit of damage, but the R, the Warshout, is available. Now Satter's stuck on this backline. A nice Entangling Roots into Panic combo. Really great team play from Weedham Boys to get Hot Biscuit off the tree.
Oh, nice job with that Q over the wall from the, Thorn. And almost able to threaten Jolts. Had the spacebar. Barrier comes out, Dance of the Dryad as well. Baco gonna get pulled back a little bit there, forcing him to spacebar out. Blue Moon goes in, forcing the spacebar from Bloodsassin into actually the Q there from Ashka.
Yeah.
Ended up using all his weapon stacks to get the escape after, and now a very unfavorable trade. He only has Prowl left.
Yeah, this is not looking good, and this is where I start to get really scared for Weedham Boys as GateKeepers have found themselves in the situation they want to be. All the ultimates available. The Dead Roots are gonna come out to try to find damage onto Rutha, but Rutha drops his. The big damage ultimate coming out onto Satter down bottom, and now this trade is so favorable for GateKeepers, but the ultimate again! Lorio drops the goo and finds the kill on Jolts after he spaces, and Lorio's making this matchup look so easy. He's making this Blossom versus Lucy look like it's nothing.
Oh my, and the entire time in the downtime, that was a 1 versus 1 with Thorn, Rutha versus Saturn for the entirety of the back end of that game. And he was able to very effectively take the trade positively up against Rutha, locking it down with Entangle Roots, a nice EXM1. We them boys.
We them boys.
They are the
Dude,
boys.
I'm one of those boys now,
I want to be one of the boys.
Yeah.
How do I sign up? Get me a part of the squad.
Get me in your team, guys. But man, that Dead Roots to start things off, I don't remember the last time I saw such a high impact Dead Roots. I think he got like 4 procs of Thorns off it, and that was just, like the damage that just came out of that was unreal onto the Blossom.
Especially, you know, with the specking into the battle right there with the debuff applied onto the Thorn. Whenever you end up getting value out of the Barbed Husky, you're like, oh, I spread an AoE debuff onto all you, and I get damage, and I heal. This feels good,
Seems
man.
good, right? Seems good.
It's decent. Jolts has the spacebar out there after the threaten from that burrow. A nice split here between the melees, 2 versus 1. Right now, Rutha, though, taking a bit of damage. Secret Mark set out. Gonna poke and prod there. It's not like Saturn didn't see any damage, as a nice damage return from Hot Biscuit. But that orb, going to Gatekeeper.
Yeah, absolutely. Gatekeeper's getting that orb, getting some energy with it. Now they're setting themselves up for that win con of theirs. They're going to be looking for an in cap here as Hot Biscuit gets closer and closer to his ultimate. They're just trying to hold mid for now, though. But as I say that, Rutha goes in and tries to create some pressure onto the Jumong, and boy, does he.
The entire time, though, he was willing to keep all of his weapon stacks there, showing his calculator. Rutha comes out with the ultimate and the E to get the stun. The goo goes out, trying to get a bit of a, you know, kind of room here to play around with, backing out for that mid control as always. But we the boys snipe it!
It's snagged by the Rain of Arrows. Absolutely unfortunate for Gatekeepers. You know they're not feeling too happy about that one.
That's 4 damage a tick if you don't take the spec into it. That is unlikely there, and Weedham boys end up getting it for themselves.
Yeah, but you know, they're still pretty far behind here as Rutha was able to secure those green shards and get a little bit of recovery HP. And now Hot Biscuit, he's on that ultimate. The Dead Root's going to be used, but it's the orb is pulled out. The Ashka ultimate, too, from above the wall, getting so much damage onto Saturn and Bloods.
I'm not sure if Saturn meant to do that there, but his Q and his ultimate both out of the range of the orb and of the Blossom there, and it netted not too much. A nice interrupt, but look at that response. Rutha comes back there.
Okay,
with that Bacchus,
he's going to die!
And they hold on somehow for a little bit there. Gatekeepers come back here, take the round after Weedham boys having so much momentum, but for a moment it was hairy.
Yeah, it looked kind of scary for a moment there. That goo, I thought it might be able to turn it, but just the sustained damage from Hot Biscuit down bottom was able to get the trade-off. It got the trade-off onto the Lucy as no roll was available since all that energy was used towards goo. But my god, I'm so impressed by Lorio's play. If you watch these barriers, they're all at such perfect timings. I feel like the past 4 barriers he's cast have been full value.
And it's a major, major healing and shielding coming out from that barrier whenever it's applied. L'Oreal clutching it out. One of the hardest supports, in my opinion, to be able to play in the game on that Lucy. Such a high risk, but so amazing when it comes to the impact and utility she can kind of have. Very different utility than that of Xander, though. For now, though, Barbed Tusk used to eat that Bloom Boom damage. Baco going to take a little bit of a trade, but Thorn pulling high and above on that nice wall there to make sure Blood Assassin cannot get the actual orb itself.
Yeah, I like it, but Rutha, he's starting to take quite a bit of damage, down to half, but he does have that ultimate. Gatekeepers, they've regrouped and they're healing up thanks to that Tree of Life and Rutha. Once again, getting those green shards, very reminiscent of last round.
Hot Biscuit staying next to that wall like he always does there on the Ashka. We end up Rutha going in. Dead Roots, excuse me, is going to be the response here from Saturn. Goo goes down, but he had the ability to get, I believe it was an E out.
Yeah, he had that E available. Hot Biscuit now on his ultimate. I believe he's going to be looking for something here pretty shortly. But Weedham boys, off of that damage onto Rutha, have now pushed back up towards mid, and they're going to fight for this next orb. I expect Thorn to pull it here.
Blood Assassin's going to take a lot of pressure here. No pull.
Yeah, he tried to pull Hot Biscuit just seconds before, and it didn't work out. Very unfortunate turn of events for Weedham boys.
In this downtime, Rutha going to go ahead and pick up some of the green orbs for himself, using this orb control that they have here to maybe recover within the round. Percentage slightly in favor of Weedham boys, but I feel like it's anybody's game here as we got another orb coming up in 2 seconds. Will Gatekeepers get it? Bloom Boom goes down. Burrow there, 30 damage actually. Ashka ends up using his ultimate, and the Barb Husk comes out for that a little bit of time there on the side of Saturn.
The goo's available. Gotta watch out for this. If L'Oreal catches somebody without any iframes, he's gonna drop that goo. And Weedham boys, they have a 1% HP advantage, so this game is still very close.
Rutha moves up. Satter ends up using the Bro. He's going to go in onto Jolts. He ends up using the Dead Roots as well. Q's coming out from Bloodseeker. They're going to Blood Assassin. They're going to try and get that all in.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out from that, but the Forest Sanctuary going to keep him alive. And now Satter has to play pretty safely here. He does reconnect with his team, but the next orbit, oh wow, that Rain of Arrows is getting so much on Ashka. This is all getting so scary. A beautiful Bulwark slows the roll of the Thorn, and Entangling Root's going to come out though and stop Bako from doing anything more. Hot Biscuit and Rutha both sitting on an ultimate, and this Thorn has next to nothing. Oh, here it is, the Bako ultimate. It pushes the Lucy out into nothing, but now the Goo is the return. But I don't think this is going to work out for Weed and Boys as so much damage comes onto Lorio from the sudden death.
The Burrow. Rutha, Ashka ends up using the ultimate Hot Biscuit, coming through here, locking down the first, and it's not going to be the last. Gatekeepers keep the control of mid, and with 4 orbs there, able to fight back another round here. It's not set back to even by any means, but it's possible here. Yeah. Gatekeepers showing a lot of life.
Jolts is making some huge adjustments that are keeping his team in this game. So when we saw him go down in the early rounds, Weed and Boys found a clutch Goo on him. Lorio really punished his space usage, but Jolts is spacing so much more defensively now. We're seeing him abuse Lorio's positioning. Lorio sitting so far on the backline, that Goo range isn't too far. So if Jolts just manages to space back towards his choke near his spawn, it's very unlikely that he gets Gooed, and that's what's happening. Jolts is no longer putting himself in a situation to die, and Gatekeepers are taking these rounds late.
Round's going to start off here. A little bit of a favorable trade for Weed and Boys for now. Ashka's going to be the focus, has to use the E. Nice use of that iframe, dodging not only the damage, but the pull there from Thorn. Rutha is going to go ahead and E, pull back that orb, and claim the first for themselves. Blind Q over the wall into Hot Biscuit, forcing spacebar from Blood Assassin, not having the weapon stacks. That means he's only got Prowl. That's down, and now Rutha's going to have a heyday here on the backline.
Yeah, Rutha's having a blast on this backline against Bloods. He takes a little bit of damage from the Seeker's Mark, and up top, Jolts actually takes a bit from the Thorn. This next orb is incredibly important, and it's looking like Blue's going to nab it, as they do.
The Entangling Roots tried to buy the time. Barbed Husk actually, even into dropping with the response there to that. Rutha kind of, large shout there.
Oh boy,
Hot
big
Biscuit.
ultimate.
2-man in cap.
Okay.
Burrow, they're going to get aggressive here, even though they're falling so low. Weed and Boys far behind in HP, and the Go bought a zone there, real estate to maybe play around in. But without enough members, it's going to lead to a 3-3. We're tied up. Gatekeepers, full control now. Feels like momentum on their side.
Yeah, it seems like they've figured out how they need to play, and they're not letting Lorio get these huge goos that he was earlier on. Lorio's having much lower impact in terms of his ultimate, and you can really see, it seems like at times Weed and Boys are just lacking the damage to find kills, and that's simply because Lorio's not finding those goos, and Blood's Assassin is being handled by Rutha.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me that I've been noting here with now that Gatekeepers have been able to get that tempo, is that Rutha has been doing a very good job of not committing to the Jumong. It's just like, I'm paying attention to you, I'm making you second guess a couple of decisions, now I walk away. Because if that happens longer, Jumong bodies within those trades. But if it's only in small bursts, Rutha's really been able to make it work here for the squad.
Cute combo there. A little Entangling Roots into Panic, into the trap. A team combo, everybody contributed.
Or pull back there from Satter. E out from Rutha once more. But Weed and Boys get the orb for themselves. Nice Barbed Husk, able to spread that Thorns over onto Bako, who's now already below 50% HP. Ashka taking an unfavorable trade into Blood Assassin. Good job coming out from him. Eating all of M2, though.
Look at
it close to even.
Look at the positioning of Jolts. He's hitting so far back. He understands Lorio likely already has ultimate because the first orb was taken by Weed and Boys, and Jolts is just not putting himself in a situation. He now has space, so he steps up again, plays a little bit more aggressively. He's likely going to have to space here due to the pull. He uses Gus first. He's trying to hold it. He really doesn't want to, as now Lorio's stepping up, and he manages to not use that iframe. But on the other side of the fight, Bako, yeah, he's getting ruined by the Dead Roots.
Everybody. In the Goo. Yeah. It's enough damage there. There was just so much split pressure. You absolutely nailed that from beginning. Jolts to the control and not wanting to be able to use those resources in that situation, playing so far back. But then Weed and Boys was like, we don't care about you anymore, Jolts. If you're going to be that defensive and be willing to back around that wall yourself, we're going to kill everybody else.
Yeah, it's like Jolts put himself out in no man land in order to not get gooed, and they're just like, whatever, we don't care about the Blossom. Leave the Tree Lady for last, as they do here, and they find the kill on Hot Biscuit instead.
Weed and Boys redeem control back into their favor, and now find themselves one round away from taking down the Gatekeeper.
Dude, Europe's wild.
It is.
You come over here and like one of the people see as like the 6th seed in these top 8 teams. Weed and Boys are taking out the team that's fighting for 1st or 2nd seed. Like, this is insane. This is an upset that I never imagined happening, and we're now on the verge of it.
And this is with a sub.
This is with a sub.
This is with a sub.
There's a sub.
Weedham boys.
3, 2,
Unheard of here.
Yo, someone pick this man up for the Rising Stars.
Yeah,
get,
my
get
goodness.
Satter.
You know what? I'm going to start a squad. Satter, you're it, man.
Move him over to
Carry me, senpai.
the NA Battlerite house. Get him over here.
Yeah. Tangling Root's going to land onto Jolts with a follow-up E from Jumong. Forcing out the spacebar. Nice weaken and stun against the wall. Prowl down already for Blood Assassin as the spacebar used there from Ashka. Nice Petrify coming out from Ashka, actually. Bloom Bloom follow-up. Not enough to get a positive trade. Jolts in a bad spot.
Yeah, this is not looking good here as Jolts is taking so much damage. He's likely going to have to space again. Oh, but he doesn't end up needing to. He's playing a little bit safe here, but Satter, he's trying to stay on him. They might find him. He hops, but the pole just narrowly misses, but he's still getting ran down. He barely is able to mount up, but this is still looking pretty good for Weedham boys. The ultimate from Hot Biscuit, though. He turns it with a double, dropping it up two and almost helping his team secure the orb, but the damage from that ultimate being absolutely huge. And before they find the kill on Jolts, Hot Biscuit evens it out for his team, but they drop the goo. They need this. They need this so bad, but they're not going to get it as Lorio goes down.
I am just disgusted here. Gatekeepers keep themselves alive here. The amount of patience there from Jolts, the kiting, everything of the like, that was so great. But specifically, when Satter went in for that high amount of pressure and then he drops the spacebar and you saw the roll come out, Jolts immediately mounted up. When he came out of that spacebar, it was a pixel from getting that dismount. And I can't believe he had the confidence to just be like, nah, we're hitting Z, boys. I'm mounting. Oh, man.
I'm getting out of there. But, man, absolutely incredible play. And we talked about earlier how we how Hot Biscuit and Ashkar are synonymous. That's why. Hot Biscuit finding that huge double ultimate, bringing his team back into that round. I thought for sure that was Weedham boys to take.
And now we sit. This is the round that determines the victor of this series.
Wow.
And Weedham boys, again, with a sub, almost able to find themselves this upset here. Halfway through till that orb going to come up. Another 10 seconds.
Blood's farming up that tree from Blossom. Has those 3 stacks and now has the bar of energy, and they get a pretty decent punish here onto Rutha. But man, the Thorn kind of punished as well, but the shield is available.
Weedham boys get orb number 1. Bulwark down, pull back onto Jolts. Got to force the gust. Spacebar goes in, and that's now a gap closer and a resource used on the side of Jolts, but he's fine for now. Dismount. Going to hit there for Blood Assassin, but Blood Assassin falling pretty low himself. Weedham boys falling lower in HP than Gatekeepers so far.
Yeah, and Bloods has no energy. Very unfortunate for him. He doesn't have that prowl available. They need this orb.
The
They
pole.
are going to get it. The pole comes out. The goo even committed to get that 18 initial damage. Red team got that orb. Oh, God.
Cap.
Oh, God. Hot Biscuit. A triple in cap into Volcano, into Ultimate. This is Gatekeepers. And now they're up 30% HP in this round. It's looking like it's theirs to take, but they might find a punish here on the Hot Biscuit, but it's looking like he's going to be okay.
Orbs up. Rutha pulls it back for the squad as Jolts sending out that weekend to buy, again, more real estate here for the squad. Rutha now going to move up. Blood Assassin. Lorio is the only person here that looks healthy whatsoever, while all the people on the side of Gatekeeper nearly unscathed. Orb is going to spawn here. Weedham boys need this thing.
Yeah, they need it more than they've needed anything in their life, but they're not going to get it. And with that, this game might go towards the Gatekeepers. Now, they still have that massive HP advantage, and the energy is in their favor, too, as Rutha and Hot Biscuit are still on ulti.
Spacebar force now from Blood Assassin. Satter gonna go ahead and move in with his burrow. Gus already dropped. Ultimate from Hot Biscuit coming out again. Barbtus will end up keeping him alive for a moment, but only a moment. First to drop already. Satter is out of here. The spacebar coming in from Rutha, setting things up for that dance of the Dryads. Another down, and Gatekeepers here will end up taking it in a very back and forth series.
I could not think of a better way for the Gatekeepers to finish off that game. It was very Gatekeepers as they find that huge combo from the triple in-cap setup from Rutha. Absolutely incredible play coming out from Rutha to set that up for his team. And Hot Biscuit, he capitalizes perfectly. One of the signs of a really good team is a team playing together and not wasting their cooldowns without reason. And Hot Biscuit, he held that Volcano, he held that ulti until he found the perfect time, and boy did he.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching this team play last weekend, it was all about the Bako Ashka around the walls using that fog and abusing their cooldowns and just trying to set each other up over the wall. But it felt like that was a miss for almost half, maybe a majority of that game until the very last round. And then it was just that, you know, whether it be the composition, they felt like they needed to be able to mix it up against their opponents. I'm not quite confident, but we got moments. We got one moment of what we expected to see there from the team in that final round.
Yeah, God, I don't even know what more to say about that. It was just so incredible. When we see the big punish here, the goo being dropped, but The kills being found on Weed and Boys on the other side, you know, and that's the downside. You got to commit everything to that Blossom kill, and we saw that like twice. We saw everything being committed to Blossom and things just not working out in their favor. And, you know, it seemed like at a certain point, GateKeepers just kind of figured out how they needed to play. I believe this is it. Oh god, here we go. The big ulti gonna follow up, and this is just insane. Unfortunately, the end cap was broken on the Thorn a little bit early, so he wasn't caught in that ultimate. But man, just still, so much damage came out from it.
Yeah, so much